Hi, and welcome to Real Life with Jenny. My name is Jenny Senapatiratna. Grab your favorite drink and a snack, and we will get started. Today I am drinking Lady Grey black tea. Oh, my favorite, and some ginger cookies. So before we get started, I would love if you would come on to Real Life with Jenny and give me some tea suggestions and some snacks. I am running out of snacks and I'm getting really bored. I like some variety. So anything that's really easy and quick, I would love some ideas on what you're snacking on while you're listening or just in life. Please share. Anyway, let's get real. This morning I was picking up around the house, which really means picking up earrings all over the house. And I was putting away my earrings, and I had the idea of today's podcast. And it is all about, no, it's not about fashion. So if you're looking for fashion advice, this is the wrong one. I will just tell you wear black and wear earrings. There we go. I want to talk about prayer today. I know a lot of you just went, I think I'm good with this one, but hang in there. I want to talk about prayer in a way that has really engaged me. So I do not speak on the subject of prayer very often. It is something I'm pretty quiet about because it is my husband's expertise. That is something that he is great at. He teaches around the country about prayer. He does web seminars. He has a podcast. He's written 2 books about prayer. One's called Enjoying Prayer, and the other is about not just for super Christians, which means that regular people like me can learn how to pray. And so I don't speak a lot about prayer, but prayer is such an integral part of my life that I just wanted to share with you on some things that I've done to make prayer more interesting to me. Because so often we can think that prayer is a Santa wish list, right? It is just a huge list of things that you can lay out before the Lord and say, Lord, I need this, and this person needs this, and you could just make a wish list. And I have really taken prayer into a new thing for me. I am not like my husband. My husband will pray for hours at a time. And I am a quick, short, and sweet lady. And I will spend time talking and listening to the Lord throughout the day and take time and set it aside. It's not normally an hour. More because I don't set aside the time. Not because I'm not willing to or not able to. This is something I really honestly don't do. So I wanted to talk about the things that I've put in place. So one of the things that I've done for 20 years at least is I have prayed for specific people when I see a number combination on a clock. So when it's 1:23, I pray for my friend Marcia. Whenever I see 1:23 anywhere, and hopefully it's not in the middle of the night. Yes, I have woken up in the middle of the night and seen 1:23 and gone, okay, I'm going to pray for Marcia. But whenever I see a certain number combination, I pray for Marcia. And I'm going to be completely honest here. This is not Jenny pulls over the car or stops cleaning or stops a podcast or whatever and get down on my knees and pray for half an hour. It is normally a very simple prayer. Lord, I pray for Marcia and her 3 boys and her husband right now. I know that you see them and that you love them. I pray that you would bless them. And it's just really simple. So that is what I do. And I have combinations for different people in my life so when I see 222, I pray for a specific person because that's my favorite number. I know, isn't that weird that we have favorite numbers? Anyway, let's not go there. So about on our 20th anniversary, so I'm not going to say how long ago. On our 20th anniversary, my husband and I took a trip to Italy, the land of pizza. So it was like a Jenny dream come true. I love pizza. And we spent the week going around Rome and just enjoying ourselves, walking around, eating gelato, having pizza. And then I got to live out a real dream of mine. I am a nerd, like hardcore documentary nerd. I love documentaries on the Egyptians, ancient civilizations. Pompeii is one of my favorites. And so I've watched a lot of documentaries on Pompeii. So we actually got to go and explore Pompeii. And of course, I had the brilliant idea of let's go to Mount Vesuvius and climb it. Yay! I mean, we haven't been eating pizza and gelato for a week. We could definitely climb a mountain. Oh, yeah, here we are. So we get out of the bus and the guy's like, you have 15 minutes. I really don't know how long it was to get up to the top and get back, or we're leaving without you. So I'm like, okay, we can do this. So we started off a little fast, and it is a gravel path up the side of Mount Vesuvius for those who have not been there. And I got a leg cramp, and it was not good. It was very painful, and I did not do well. And so we're going up this, and I kept going, I think I better stop. Like, this isn't that important. I'd look around and see the beautiful landscape and go, no, I really want to make it to the top. And Kevin was super encouraging, like, you can do this. Don't worry. Let's take it slow. As the guy with the walker goes right by me. Okay. There was no one with walkers, but people with canes were passing me and looking at me very funny. So we get to a certain point, and I am done. There is not much left. I am breathing heavy. I am sweating. It is not a good situation. I'm in the mountain, and it's really actually cold, and I'm just sweating. This is crazy. And so Kevin looked at me, and he's like, you can do this. And I'm like, you're right. I can do this. And just over the hill, we were at the top, and we got to see the crater of Mount Vesuvius. And of course, because that's who I am, found the gift shop at the top of Mount Vesuvius. And I bought myself a pair of earrings. So now we're back to fashion, right? I bought myself a pair of earrings. They were very inexpensive. I absolutely love them. I wear them all the time. And so every time I wear that pair of earrings, I think about God giving me courage and God not leaving me behind and saying, you can do this, Jenny. I wear them when I've got a scary meeting. I wear them when I am nervous and I know that I've got something that I have to tackle. I wear them when they look cute with my outfit. But every time I wear my long dangly earrings, because I have really short hair, so I love wearing big earrings, and they hit the side of my head, I remember to pray. I remember, Lord, I need you to guide my steps. I need you to guide my steps, like when I was climbing Mount Vesuvius and thought, Kevin's going to have to leave me here to get back to the bus, and I'm just going to end up in Italy, and hopefully people will deliver pizza. Like, I was like, I'd given up. And so it reminds me to pray that the Lord would guide my steps, and that the Lord's bigger than this current moment, and that right over the top of the hill, there is something great and magnificent that I've always wanted to see. And so I have earrings that I use to remind myself to pray for certain things and certain people. I have a pair of earrings that my friend Karen made me, and I pray for her every time I wear them. I pray, Lord, thank you for her generosity, because they are gorgeous. And I pray for her. Lord, be with her today. I pray for, there's one that I have that I got at the Sea of Galilee, and it was something I spent more money on than I normally do. I think I spent $17 on this pair of earrings, which for me is pretty high. I'm cheap. Anyway, and every time I wear them and I pray for a miracle. Lord, we need a miracle right now. They actually don't go with many of my outfits, so when I'm wearing them, I am normally wearing them to be praying for a specific miracle, because they're white and I wear all black. But I love them. And I'm like, Lord, I need you to work financially in our life right now. Lord, every time they hit the side, Lord, you can do this. You are bigger than what I see. You are bigger than the finances that I'm currently seeing on the spreadsheet. Okay, I don't have a spreadsheet, but you understand what I'm saying. You are bigger than the bank account that I see. And so that is what I pray when I wear those. So I have many different earrings, and they all represent something and somebody to pray for. I also do this with teas. I know this is kind of getting crazy for you. You're like, okay, Jenny, like, this is crazy. But I really believe that sometimes you need tangible things in your life to remind you to do specific things, right? So I have teas that my friend Chris sent me when I started this podcast. She sent me a bunch of teas, and every time I have one of the cups of tea, I pray for her, her boys, and her husband. And I just take that moment. And for me, it's really about not thinking about the worries in my life. It is taking time to focus on God and focus on something that He's doing, and really takes away from that moment and can really settle me. Is that weird? Maybe it's weird. So I have teas. Anytime someone gives me a tea, whenever I drink that tea, I pray for that specific person. I have things all over my home and all over my life that represent things and people, because I need to pray without ceasing. That is something that I love to do. When someone asks me to pray for them specifically, I will spend some really hard times praying for them. And then I give them something specific in my house, whether it is a tea or it is a pair of scissors. So whenever I pick up that pair of scissors, I pray for them. I am very conscious of when I say I'm going to pray for you, I'm going to pray for you. And I'm going to put reminders in my life to do that. So that is my simple way of prayer. And I want to encourage you, because some of you are like, well, Jenny, that's not real prayer. And there are times in your life with your friends that all you have is to be able to send them a text message and say, thinking and praying for you today. Hey, how's it going? You just send them a quick text. And then there are times with that same friend that you sit down and you share a meal with them and you share your heart and you talk and you explore what's going on in each other's lives. It's just like that with God. There are times that you just send Him a quick text. Hey, Lord, I need your courage and your steps today. And then there are times that you sit down and you go, Lord, I need to hear from you. I am lost. And just sit in His Word, read His Word, and listen to what He has to say and tell Him what's going on. And just be honest, like, Lord, here's what's going on. And spill your guts just like you would with a friend. That's what relationship is. There's no rules with prayer. I love that. I love that there's no you have to do this formula or God doesn't listen to you. You need to do A, B, and C, or God's like, I'm good. Come to me the right way. You can put on a pair of earrings and go, Lord, I need courage today. Please guide my steps. And He hears that. So I am going to encourage you today. Maybe I haven't already. I'm going to encourage you today to take some time away from your current schedule and set things aside that remind you to pray. It may be for your child. It may be for your finances. Things that you need the Lord to step into. Instead of making a wish list that you sit down and you're like, okay, Lord, here are the 17 things I need you to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people do that and it works for them. Me, I would lose the list, try to make a new list, eventually make that new list, lose that list, find the original list and go, oh, I think this is different, and never really get to the prayer time. So I have put things in my life to do it differently. And there are seasons in your life when you pray differently. That is the way I do things. So I just encourage you to figure out what works for you. Let's get creative. Let's not put God into a box and say, God, you only fit when I'm at church. That's the only time that I really take time to pray for you. The Lord asks us to pray without ceasing, to find Him and Him be part of our everyday walk when we are drinking tea, when we are having ice cream, whatever is going on. I mean, you could pick a friend for different kinds of ice cream. I know. Now I'm encouraging you to eat ice cream. I'm very sorry. And be like, Peppermint Bonbon is my friend Sherry, and Cherry is my friend Teresa because she brought me cherry Cokes. And, whatever. You can just do candy bars. I actually have a candy bar. Whenever I see it or eat it, I pray for Nancy because she brought me Heath bars at school. She'd just drop off a Heath bar in my office because she had seen it and picked it up and thought of me. So whenever I see one, I pray for her. you can put tangible things and be creative and enjoy your prayer life. Enjoy walking every day with the Lord and not have it be a have to, but something that you get to remember your friends, remember things that God can do for you. And maybe for me, I'll be honest, I can get so bogged down by my problems and the things that I'm struggling with that I can't see the forest for the trees. And so what I have done is when I'm struggling with something really specific, like I mentioned before, finances, we're doing fine financially. We're just praying for a big miracle right now with our ministry. And so I have set something that specifically whenever I see it, that is when I pray for it. And then I don't have to carry it with me all day. I don't have to be like, Lord, am I bringing this to you? Am I praying enough for this? It is when I see that article, I pray for that specific thing. Lord, we need a miracle. Lord, I need you to do this. And that way I don't have to carry it. I just get to give it to God whenever I see it. So that is my way of letting things go and not walk in heaviness sometimes when we need a miracle, when we need a relationship in our life fixed, when we're praying for our kids, when we're praying for a new job, when we're praying for someone's health and someone going through some struggles. So instead of carrying that, and I will normally carry it for a day or two and pray for it as often as I can think, and then I give it to something to remind me. I give myself a reminder. So I'm not constantly carrying it, but I am constantly bringing it to the Lord whenever I see it. Does that make sense? I hope so. I hope this was helpful for you. Like I said, my husband is really, if you want to go super in depth, I would go to Christ Connection podcast. He does an amazing prayer time, and he's got some wonderful teaching on prayer. He's got how to pray for your kids, how to pray through anxiety. Like, he's got some great teaching on that. I'm a very simple girl. I'm very simple, and I've listened to all his stuff, and I take it, and I've kind of stolen it and made it my own. And so that's what I want you to do. I want you to steal this and make it your own. Let's start your own creative path in prayer and get excited about it again and not have it be a wish list that can drain you, but something that can energize you and get you excited about being able to sit down and have a long conversation. Those text messages that I send to my friends, when I get to sit down with them, we're not starting from scratch. We are continuing on in the relationship that we've already built, even in those small text messages, right? So I pray that this week you will take some time to look for things to pray for and set them to the Lord and set them aside and stop carrying them and bring them to the Lord by having reminders in your life, whether it's a post-it note on the fridge or if it's a post-it note on your milk. Whatever you need to remind yourself to pray for something and not have to carry it anymore. Well, that is all I have for today. I pray that you have a fabulous week. You can find us at Real Life with Jenny on Facebook, Instagram, MeWe, and you can also find me at christconnection.cc/Jen. All of my information is out there. I would love to connect with you. Please remember to let me know your favorite snacks and some new teas. I love black teas. If you're looking for my book, it is called The Unnamed Zookeeper, and it is on Amazon and also on Barnes & Noble and I believe on lulu.com, or you can contact me. I can send it to you, and it's actually cheaper to get it through me. Anyway, have a great week. I pray that you all stay warm, and we'll chat with you soon.